Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Driving with Dan. This is episode 36, and it's Halloween today, 31st of October 2018. And this week it's SEMA over in Las Vegas, so we got some news from that. There's a bit of news about Defender, bit of news about Jaguar, which actually is linked to last week's episode, which was actually a few days ago. We'll get onto that as well. Formula 1, some news from there, and an opening of a cafe restaurant thing to do with cars. Yes, so SEMA, Dodge have done quite well this year as they've released their latest crate engine, which is a 1,000 brake horsepower, sort of, I think it's roughly a Hellcat engine, sort of demon engine, but turned up even more. So it was from out of the box, 1,000 brake horsepower, and to celebrate this they have sort of built a 68 Charger, but they sort of made it look really modern and it just looks beautiful. I think it's one of the best 68s to look at ever, apart from when they came out, sort of as standard. It looks just, it's really clean, it's not overly done, it's just really nice. So have a look. Yeah, and I think just the rear brake lights, they're almost as they came out of the factory, and they still look beautiful. So that is a really, really good looking car. Wouldn't want to drive it though, but I feel like 1,000 brake horsepower is a bit much. But then again, it does weigh a lot, so it probably needs 1,000 brake horsepower. Yeah, next topic is about Chevrolet and their Camaro. And they've just made a new ECOPA edition, or COPA, I never know how to pronounce it. It's called the ECOPA. It's sort of a play on words. They put an E in front of it because it's both electric and good for the environment, but it also does 9 seconds in the quarter mile, which is insane. It's not a hybrid, it is 100% electric, which I think is really showing the direction of where all these muscle cars are going, where everywhere is going, really is electric. But to do it in fun and show that actually what muscle cars are about, drag racing, it can do that too. And we've seen Tesla doing electric cars doing well in the quarter mile, but to see sort of General Motors and with the Camaro as well to do that, and sort of bring some heritage in as well from the COPO, however you want to say it, I don't know. Sort of bring that heritage into sort of modern times, really good. And I thought SEMA was just going to be loads of engine swaps, as always is, but actually seeing some of this sort of futuristic heading towards electric as well is interesting to see. Yeah, so that's pretty much SEMA. I think we've got everyone else there. Anyone in America basically who's modifying cars is there. I think Hoonigans have got their own little lot. Seeing them drifting's pretty cool. Ken Block with all of his cars are there. Yeah, no, wish I was over in Las Vegas at the moment. Sadly not. I'm in Swansea and it's raining. Yes, so the next topic is about a shop in London called Selfridges. And they have a V8 Defender. I think you probably saw the stories of this a few, almost months ago now, where you saw the chassis being lifted into the second floor of the building. But that's because they wanted the car, which is a sort of a special edition of the V8 Defender, so a special edition of a special edition. They wanted it inside their store. Fair enough. But it couldn't just wheel it through the door or anything, because it's on the second story they wanted this for, in sort of the menswear section, I think. So they took out the window and put it through there, but of course they couldn't fit the entire car through, so they just put the chassis and engine through, and then have built the car in the shop. And finally they finished building it and assembled it, and it looks really quite nice. It's a nice green on it actually, and I think that's the spec to go for if you're getting a Defender. Looks really, really smart. But yeah, I think it's only a one-off edition for the shop, so no chance of buying one. And it's based on the V8 Defender, of which there was only 150 anyway. So yeah, have a look. Yeah, green on green with the sort of Selfridges logo, looks really, really nice. Shame it's locked in a shop, really. Why isn't it on the ground floor and he could drive it out and do all this promotions and stuff? Bit of a shame, because that's going to have 0 miles on it for a very, very long time, so it probably gets auctioned off in many years to come, if ever. But to see that built in store by some workers at sort of the Jaguar Land Rover, I think Classics and Works SVO sort of have worked together to build that in the shop. So pretty cool. That's going to be a special car. Yes, Formula One. We saw the Mexican Grand Prix, and Hamilton. Well, it wasn't a great weekend for him in terms of that race weekend. But for the World Championship, it made him the World Championship of this year. So, yes, very good. And now the race is on to see who's the champion of the Constructors champion, yeah. And probably Mercedes. But you never know. I think Ferrari still have a chance, but Mercedes are in the lead. I don't know. I haven't really been following following Formula One this year. My bad. But no, well done to Hamilton. I have heard some of his racing, and yeah, I think he deserved it. But I have to say, Vettel's sportsmanship after, where he went in, so Vettel went into the Mercedes garage and just congratulated everyone, and then spoke to Lewis as well, and was shaking his hand and congratulating him as well. So really, really nice to see that sportsmanship, and I think more sports should be like that. I think I would follow them more if the sports were like that, but usually it's horrible sportsmanship. So to see that, fantastic. So well done to Vettel as well for just accepting it, and being very good about it. And yeah, no, I support him more after seeing that, actually. It's really, really good. Yes, and then the last topic, I've got to admit, I don't know much about, but I wish I did. Some cars going by making some good noises. That was a good 6-cylinder sound. Yeah, so I wish I knew more about this topic than I do, and I don't. But it's a I think it's a cafe restaurant based in Stratford upon Avon in Warwickshire. But they had focused on cars, and they opened up last weekend, and it had a bit of a car show there. And I wish I knew about it in advance. And I don't know how I missed it, because I did sort of follow a lot of people on social media, but didn't follow them. And there was this big car meet there, basically, and it had everything there. It was seeing the pictures on social media, it was incredible. So you had things like, things that sort of from the pictures that stood out to me. They had the Arctic Trucks Hilux from like the Top Gear in the red. Similar to the one that did the polar, where it went to the North Pole. Similar to that was pretty cool. I saw the Toyota iGo Crazy was there. I haven't seen that car for years, which is really cool. And then those people turned up, like Harry Metcalf with his Project 8. There was a Jaguar XJR 15 just there. Many different supercars. Mr. JWW with his F12 TDF. Staggering cars, literally a bit away from my house, and it was like, what? How did I miss that? Yeah, no, really, 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 really cool. And yeah, I don't know what it's about really. I've sort of been trying to follow and trying to work it out and understand what's going on. I think it is sort of like a cafe restaurant. I saw they're advertising for jobs, for baristas and kitchen staff and stuff. Sounds like a good pub. Because I think it's not really like a restaurant, it's more of a pub sort of thing. But for car enthusiasts. So Caffeine and Machine, I've seen sort of some of their meats and stuff before, but now they've got this space really. Yeah, so go check out their social medias and try and look back to the meet of last weekend. And actually I probably don't have the right to post some pictures on here. But yeah, just go onto Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Caffeine and Machine, and they've reposted like everyone's pictures. Yeah, that's it for this video really. Oh no, Jaguar. So last week I mentioned of a special Jaguar coming along, and then an eagle-eyed viewer noticed that straight after I posted that video, within the hour, Jaguar had launched this car that I mentioned, which is called the Checkered Flag Edition. And it's not the car that I thought it was. So I thought the car was going to be a rally spec, which is the pictures that I put up last week. But actually, it seems to just be a V6. I can't really work out what the difference is with the car, apart from a red seat belt and stitching in the seats. But yeah, no, that is the 70th anniversary for the XK120, which is a good thing to celebrate. Just I wish they did a bit more. And I don't know what the car then that was spotted, the rally car. I don't know what that's about, and it might be a release to come very soon. But yes, that's that. Yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely Halloween and November, really. I don't know if I'll be uploading next week because I'm rather busy. So it should be the week after. Yes, thank you for watching. Cheers.